Relax. Are you playing? Are you good at tennis? Exactly, so why are you speaking?
What is going on, everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Court. So today I'm going to be giving you guys my prediction for the top 10 ATP rankings, and I want you guys to critique what I chose and just put down in the comments what you guys would, who you guys would put there instead. I mean, it might be a bit controversial, but I was just kind of going based off how many points they have to defend from last year, and their kind of current form. I mean, we haven't really seen much, and kind of their form from last season. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. And before we get started, I just kind of put the current top 10, just give reference to what I'm talking about. So the first person on the list, number 10, he's making a 5 ranking jump. I definitely think he's gonna have the form, and he came off injury from the middle of last season, but he's definitely gonna be really up there. He's been a top 10 player before, and the first player is Matteo Berrettini. With that monster forehand and his backhand's been really improving, so I definitely feel like he's gonna have some good runs this year. He's also really good on grass. I won't be surprised if he goes really deep in Wimbledon. He could definitely make a good run. He's a pretty good hardcourt player too. I expect him to make good runs at all the Grand Slams and definitely pick up a lot of titles during the grass season. Because last season he did come off injury and got 2 in a row, which was really insane. So I definitely feel I give him a lot of credit for that, so props to him. So definitely I think he's gonna be number 10. I originally was gonna have someone else here, but I just had to move them up. So yeah, you guys will see a lot later about that one. Making moves, his form is looking good, and hopefully he can have a much better season than last season. I mean, he did have a great run at Wimbledon, even though those points didn't count, and a nice title win over Alcaraz, and also went deep in most of the Grand Slams. But also, he's hopefully his physical ability will get better, because he definitely had to pull out of a lot of matches. So hopefully his fitness can get better, and he only has 2,400 points, so he has a lot of room to grow, and I definitely think he'll be definitely in the top 10. Definitely 9. I definitely think he's a bit better than Berrettini. I think he's gonna just at least rise above him, and he could be higher, I'm not sure, but the safe place was to put him at 9, and I just had other people that I just couldn't put below Yannick Sinner right now, so I just had them so I had him at 9. Oh yeah, and another thing to add is he hasn't even entered his prime yet, so it can really only go up from here. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how he's going to grow as a player. Alright, so at number 8, he's also making quite a big jump, but a former top 10 player actually peaked at number 2, and he had a huge injury from Roland Garros, obviously Alexander Zverev. I definitely was considering putting him at 10, but I definitely thought he's got the experience. He's a winner, obviously. He's got the skills. I definitely think he's gonna get back into the top 10. Maybe not near the top before, but I definitely think he can still he's only 25. He still has time, and as long as he gets more confidence with his ankle, he's definitely gonna play a lot better and probably pick up some titles. And he did lose a lot of points. He's at 2,700 right now, but the last half of the season he didn't get any points, so he could definitely make up a lot towards the end of this season. So I definitely think 8 is a great spot for him. Alright, so at number 7, he's only making a small jump, so our first player that's already in the top 10, and I definitely think he's gonna have a great season, and it is American Taylor Fritz. He's just entering his prime, and it can really only go up from here. He's actually playing very well. His serve is good, his forehand is good, all-around game is just really good. And he's good. He has good movement for being 6'5" too, honestly. And honestly, he has some points to defend from Indian Wells after that title run. I'm not sure if he could repeat. He definitely could. I don't know. He could. But he definitely could pick up a lot of titles and go deep in the Grand Slams. And he even made the semifinals in Wimbledon. So I definitely think this guy's going to pick up a lot of points this season, and he's definitely going to go up to 7. Maybe he could go up even more next season, but I don't know. I just don't see it right now. I had 6 guys above him that I for sure thought would finish higher than him, so yeah. Alright, so now we have number 6 is our first person that's actually dropping, and honestly, it just makes sense. I mean, looking at the numbers, it just doesn't make sense that I think he's going to keep his ranking, and obviously it's Casper Ruud. So right now he has 5,800 points, which is a lot of points to defend. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. I mean, he had a good Roland Garros run, but kind of had an easy draw. I don't think he's going to make it to the finals again. And like, he also made it to the finals in Miami, which I don't think he's going to do again either. I mean, he's going to go deep in those tournaments, but I just don't think he's going to win those tournaments. But he's definitely going to pick up a lot of points in those clay tournaments, because he's pretty good at ATP 250s. I know everyone hates on him for it, but let's be honest, he's a good clay courter. He's definitely going to pick up a lot of points there. So he's going to stay in the top 10 because he still has an all-around solid game. He's a really good forehand. I really like it. And a good serve. So he's still in his prime too, so he's definitely going to be in the top 10. He just has too many points to defend. So looking at the numbers, it just makes sense that he's number 6. All right, so we're halfway there. And at number 5, this might be a bit controversial, but I definitely think we have to be honest, he's kind of lost a step. And it is Rafa, yeah. So I don't think, I mean, he hasn't really had that good of a start to the season as opposed to like last year. And I don't see him winning AO, especially with Novak being able to play. We just got to be honest. Novak owns the AO. And then I don't think he's going to be really good on clay this year. And he could honestly win Roland Garros again. It wouldn't surprise me. He's just too good. He's only lost 3 times at Roland Garros. And yeah, I mean, finishing 5th is still pretty good for a 36-year-old. I mean, he's part of the big 3, so like they have high expectations. But I do see him finishing 5. I don't see him above any of the other guys. They're just in way better form. He also has a lot of points to defend. And I don't know. Yeah, so his injuries can hold him back a bit. So we don't know how that's going to affect him. So it's just a lot of variables, and we don't know how his form will be this season. So I just have to put Nadal at 5. All right, so this person is not going to be moving at all, and obviously it's Tsitsipas. I definitely think he's just going to have a really solid year again. He could honestly three-peat for Monte Carlo. You never know. He's going to go deep in a lot of tournaments. Maybe not Wimbledon, but we'll see. But yeah, I just think he has all around a solid game. I don't think he's going to go above these 3. I mean, he definitely could finish 2nd or 3rd. You never know how the season's going to go, but looking at it, I just think that he's definitely going to finish 4th. And he could honestly pick up more points from Roland Garros, because last season I think he got out the 2nd round, and 2 years ago he was in the final, so he lost some points there. And he could definitely make up those points again. He's a really good clay courter, so he could pick up a lot of points in some clay 250s. So you never know. I mean, he should have a good season. So now we're at number 3, who's also making quite a big jump, but this player's going to be on the revenge tour this year. Mark my words, guys. Yeah, it's Daniil Medvedev. So definitely, he basically lost a lot of points just by his early exit from US Open. And I definitely think he's going to go deep in the Australian Open this year, and pretty much all the hardcore tournaments. He's a good hardcorer, I'll be honest. And maybe we'll see if they can play Wimbledon and pick up some points there. I don't know about that. But he's definitely just going to be coming back stronger. And obviously his confidence is a bit shaken ever since he lost from 2 sets to love against Nadal in Australian Open last year. And pretty much the rest of the season, it wasn't very good for him. So yeah, I mean, he could definitely pick up quite a few titles and go deep in some tournaments. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a run at the US Open title this year. So, I mean, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. All right, so at number 2, dropping from number 1, is Carlos Alcaraz. He's not just the future, he's the here and now. Like, come on, let's be honest. He's at 6,800 points right now. So he has a lot to defend, but even though he's coming off injury and apparently he's not playing Australian Open, he still is going to make a lot of deep runs and win a lot of titles this year. He's only 19, so I definitely have another monster year. Like, I don't see him slowing down anytime soon. I don't know who's going to stop him right now other than Novak. I just don't see it. I mean, he could obviously get upset a few times, but he's definitely going to make some good runs. And he's a good hardcorer. He hopefully can have a better Wimbledon run this season. I mean, obviously he kind of got an early exit from Jannik Sinner, but yeah. All right, so number 1, I don't think it's going to come as a surprise to most people, but obviously it's going to be Novak Djokovic. I know I said Medvedev's going to be on his revenge tour, but this man is going to be on his revenge tour. Like, he couldn't play a lot of the tournaments due to vaccine. all that's lifted now because, I mean, COVID's kind of diminishing. But, dude, he's going to be scary. And he already looks really good in Adelaide. So, I mean, I definitely see him winning Australian Open. I see him winning Wimbledon. I'm sure the points would count this year. And then, I mean, I don't know about Roland Garros. He could definitely go deep, and maybe he could upset Nadal because, I mean, I don't think Nadal's going to have that good of a season. So I mean, the U.S. Open also he could do well in. And he's definitely really good at Masters 1000, so I see him winning a lot of titles there. It's just, I mean, it's just too good. He's too good. He's going to definitely be the number one player. And so now here's some players that I think that are going to be like hovering around the 11th, like 17th spot. Like, I just don't see them in top 10. Like, FAA, I feel like he's just going to regress a little bit this year. Holmgren has looked really good, but I don't know if he can sustain it. And then Hubie Hurkacz, he's just going to hover around there. And Rublev, I feel like he's going to drop down a little bit. He's good, but I don't see him like getting a lot of points this year. But Cam Norrie also will just like kind of hover around that area too. Like, any one of these guys could be in the top 10, but you never know. All right, so another person I want to mention is Nick Kyrgios. Like, honestly, he could have a monster season. You don't really know. He's kind of like a wild card, basically. And his highest ever is 13th, and he got that in 2016, and he's looking really, really good. Like, he had a monster season last season, and I honestly could see him maybe reaching near the top 10. You never know. Like, everything's up in the air. But make sure you guys comment down what you guys think Nick Kyrgios, how he will do this season, and like rate my top 10, what I chose, and then kind of like critique it or like put who you guys would put instead. So without further ado, yeah, drop a like and subscribe.